New data is now showing warning signs for Democrats ahead of the midterms. A key voting group that is considered reliably Democratic does not seem as solidly blue as it once was. CNN senior data reporter Harry Enton is joining us now. So, Harry, as we move into the midterms here, you say that we're actually seeing some real movement among a core Democratic group.
Yeah, so take a look here. This is black voters' electoral preferences and pre-election polling. Look, black voters are the core part of the Democratic Party. And as you can see here in the race for Congress, look, they're still getting 74% support in the pre-election polling right now. But compare that to the final polling for 2020 president and 2018 Congress. Back in 2020, it was 84%, 85% in 2018. So you're clearly seeing right here that there is less support for Democratic candidates for Congress among African Americans. And you can look at the Republican column as well, and you can see that 12%, not exactly high, but that's actually the high watermark. It was 9% in 2020, 9% in 2018. So basically what was about a 75, 76 point margin is now down in the low 60s. So look, Democrats still well ahead with African Americans, but in a game in which you're trying to drive up margins, the margin among African Americans for Democrats is clearly down.
So what's going on here? What's the cause of this?
You know, there's a lot of things that could be going on. And the truth of the matter is when you look across polling, it's actually kind of hard to build up a large enough sample size to really dig in on a lot of questions. But I think that this kind of gets at the core part of it. Take a look at Joe Biden's approval rating among black adults. If you go back to January to June of 2021, look how high it was. It's 87%. 87%, basically matching what he got in the 2020 election. But look at that approval rating now in August and September of 2022. It's all the way down to 64%. Now, obviously, Joe Biden's approval rating with all Americans is down, but it's not down by anywhere near this amount. This 23-point drop among all Americans, it's only down about 10 to 15 points. So there is a disproportionate drop in Joe Biden's approval rating among African Americans. And I think that's kind of driving why you're seeing Democrats running for Congress getting a significantly lower margin than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, that is huge. That is a huge drop there. What about, are there any states where this might have more of an effect than other places?
Yeah, so, you know, if we're looking at sort of the battleground states, the states with close Senate or governor races in 2022, look at the black share of the electorate. These are the states where it makes up a significant portion. Georgia, the big one. Look at that, 33%. North Carolina, 23%. There's a key gubernatorial race there. Florida, governor and a Senate race there, 14%. Ohio, 11%. Pennsylvania, 10%, obviously a key gubernatorial and Senate race there. And then Nevada, where you might say, okay, that's a state with a large Hispanic population, there's actually also a large African-American population as well. So if you look across the polling, or you're looking across the electoral map, you're clearly seeing that there are a lot of places where this black voter movement could, in fact, have a significant thing that's going on. And the other thing I'll point out, you know, you're talking about Georgia, right? This, I think, is key. You know, Stacey Abrams, the Democrat who's basically running there, that should be a D. There we go. If you're looking at Georgia here, what you should see is you can see, if you compare the 2022 polling to 2018, Brian Kemp is clearly picking up ground overall, 6 points. His lead is 6 points larger. But among African-American voters, look at that. Stacey Abrams' lead is actually down from 79 points in the final 2018 polling to 67 points now. So in Georgia, this key state where black voters make up such a large portion of the electorate, you're seeing, again, more movement among black voters away from the Democratic Party than you're seeing among voters overall.
Hey, what up, man? So y'all know since I got back, I was talking about how we need to focus on far more important things, not just current events and debates or topics or whatever, but, most importantly here recently, politics. And lo and behold, as you saw, there's this conundrum, this puzzle, this just unknown factor in reason as to how and why black people, now all of a sudden black people are leaving the Democratic Party. Now, if we recall, this wasn't even a full 2 weeks ago, or probably right at 2 weeks ago now, because it's Monday. No, Tuesday, my bad. I went yesterday off. Joy Reid were calling out, black men, specifically, the Kevin Samuel listeners and Tariq Nasheed and whatever, black men were being blamed and told to get in line. But now all of a sudden CNN doesn't seem to understand why black people are leaving the Democratic Party. This is why I told you, brothers, man. Hey, listen, bro, just like there's no white supremacy, there's no host supremacy, okay? All right? And what I mean by that, bro, is again, our demographic is important because it's comprised of us and black women. It's not just black women. No matter how society will make you think that, you know, they're the leaders and they're the this and that, whatever, bro, when it comes to certain things, bro, most things actually, you know what I'm saying? But especially like politics, especially with the closeness of these races that have been over the last couple of years, right? The last few years, these small percentages matter. So if you lose 10%, 20%, or however many percentage of the black vote, that's a huge hit to a party that's used to up to what, you know, back in the Barack Obama days, 95% support by black people. So as we go through this thing, and I keep trying to tell you guys, man, the message is getting out there, and you know, brothers are waking up. Brothers are starting to understand that we shouldn't be Democrats or Republicans. We should be demanding that we receive something tangible for our votes. You know, it's the people out here that talk about tangibles, but you know, they're really focused on the white supremacy and the racism and voter suppression. Like, bro, again, voter suppression is not real, dog. Okay, you use an ID to do any and everything in your life as an adult. It is literally a requirement for you. I think in some places starting as early as the age of 16 years old for you to have some type of, you know, photo ID on you. So this notion that requiring a ID in order for you to vote is somehow racist or preventing you from voting is crazy. You show an ID to get in the club. You show an ID to buy cigarettes. You show an ID to purchase alcohol. Nowadays you show ID in order to use it in a dispensary. So if you can use your ID, and of course you need your ID in order to drive. So for all those things that you have to have an ID for, how is it that, you know, voting is somehow different, right? But then again, if you start talking logical and reasonable, you just a coon, and you know, you for the white man, right? So like I said and told y'all before, man, hey, it may seem small, right? But never forget, you know, David slew Goliath, right? And you know, a whole bunch of ants can, bro, take down. Let some fire ants get on your ass, all right? All right? The smallest of the small. You get enough of them together, I guarantee you, bro, you gonna get up out of there. You just stand in it, okay? And that's the approach we have to start taking with these, with, you know, all of these just crazy talking points and you know, makers, and you guys are worthless, and you're only good in jail, and you know, all these things, bro. You know, you don't add any value to society. All these crazy things that are being said out here and allowing it to be said, you know, and you should use that as fuel, bro. All right, use that as fuel, because at the end of the day, man, no matter how much help that, you know, our counterparts are purposely getting in order to try and keep us in a backseat position and to have them propped up over us, so it seems as if they have more importance from a national and societal view. The fact of the matter is this, bro. Again, just like everybody else, dog, you can't have one part without the other. All right, two halves make a whole. Men and the women of any racial group, you know what I'm saying, and demographic, make them up. So when we get all these things happening and it's starting to show now that they're being hit, it just shows, brother, again, you brothers are doing what you're supposed to do, man, and we're starting to focus more so on the things we need to. And the younger brothers too, man. Younger brothers are not just falling for the Kool-Aid and you know, doing what they're being told, you know, being automatically into a political party without doing any type of research, without having any type of knowledge base of politics. So again, bro, it may seem small, but hey, this turnout is gonna be big. And again, like I said, no matter who it is. I'm not some MAGA guy. I'm not this, no. I told you, I'm a what works for this, bro. All right? The person that's going to give me, for sure, guarantee me the biggest return for my vote, that's who I shall vote for. But, automatically just vote for a party because that's who grandma, granddaddy, and, and your whole generations, that, nah, bro, that day is over. And black men are out here proving it, man. So, a wise man once said, my name is my name, all right? And black men are here, bro. And we not just, and hey, we will gladly take this blame. You feel me? So, that's that on that one. I'll catch you on the next one.